as high school students.
To that I say, no more.
They channeled their grief and trauma.
It stops right now.
Into a movement.
It was an event that changed me forever.
Fight for your lives before it's someone else's job.
A movement that would grab the nation's attention. 4 years later, those students are now scattered across the country. Many of them are right here at the University of Florida.
Not the high school setting anymore. Getting older now. I love being here. Can't complain.
Adam Buchwald is now a junior, majoring in business administration.
Extremely busy.
He enjoys his time with his fraternity brothers.
My picture on the composites right here.
Just trying to be
Great place for me to thrive.
a normal college kid.
Again, I'm 20 years old, going to be a senior next year. I just want to move on with my life. I want to, be with my friends, my family, and try not to think about this event.
But every time February 14th approaches,
Correct.
he can't help but think back to his high school days.
It's definitely an event that I'll remember forever. I tell a lot of people, I was there, my brother was in the building, he had experienced everything. It was just a complete massacre. It definitely hurts deep down inside my heart.
Say for Adam and I, we're
Absolutely.
both grieving, both really upset about what happened. And
Immediately after the shooting at his school, he and his best friend Zach created their own movement called Parents Promise to Kids,
Put children's safety over guns.
asking families to sign a contract pledging to vote for politicians who support stricter gun laws.
We've had over thousands of signed signatures.
The two spoke about their movement with me often over the years.
It's crazy. I'm just so young and it's been such a long time.
Adam was one of many vocal Stoneman Douglas students demanding action. Their voices brought change, particularly in Florida back in 2018.
And just the fact that, gun violence prevention is a top issue for folks, that's something to be so proud of, because that's something that we did.
Serena Rodriguez is a national coordinator at March for Our Lives, a movement organized by former Parkland students. She says 2018 was a first step, but gun violence continues to be an alarming issue.
We are in a gun violence crisis, and there's momentum 100% because young people especially, we know what's at stake.
So I think Zach and I made a huge push with gun safety. I think there's a lot more that can be put and brought to the table in order to save more lives due to guns.
Adam is constantly hearing of gun violence across the country.
Every time I see an article, an event, whether it's a shooting or children dying, adults dying, it hurts me. This issue will never be solved.
While Adam tries to live his normal life,
Very tough class here at University of Florida.
February 14th is that unfortunate reminder every year for him and so many of his fellow classmates that more work needs to be done.
I'm always looking to make change, and that's just who I am as a person.
My customers and the neighborhood as an extended family.
They do look good.
And they're coming out to help us out.
Hot, fresh rolls.
Living on sponge cake.
This one's all good.
Watching the sunset.
Food, music, and all our friends and family.
This is It Cafe, the place I eat every morning for breakfast.
I'm John Biderwolf. I own This Is It Cafe in Northwood Village. We had an electrical fire that happened at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Terrible. Just one thing after another.
You want 1 or 2 barbecues?
How many?
Place that our firefighters frequently have breakfast. Jason French, president, West Palm Beach Association of Firefighters.
We're doing a chicken barbecue dinner.
A crispy skin, it's tender inside.
We have live music. We're just trying to raise support for my staff and for the restaurant to bridge the gap between now and getting open in whatever amount of time that is.
So any support that the locals can give to him and the Biderwolf family.
And I appreciate you being here.
Well worth it.
Tell you what, that looks like perfectly cooked chicken though.
Just does my heart good. Yeah, right here in my heart. I can't say anything more other than I really, really, really appreciate it.
Well, behind every one of these dots is at least one life lost by a wrong-way driver in Florida in the last year alone. 10 crashes. Now just look at the devastation. This one in Jacksonville on the Hart Bridge 3 years ago. This one in Martin County a couple of years ago. And this one in Tampa last year.
It was a rough night.
This is the kind of unbelievable video we will replay and break down for you. But the people in this video, the innocent victim trapped in the burning car, and the deputy racing to free him, never want to see it again.
You can hear someone in agony, pain, yelling for help.
This is the deputy, Timothy Maxwell of the Volusia Sheriff's Office. Almost exactly 3 years ago, a half-dozen drivers reported a wrong-way driver on I-95 near Edgewater.
We had time to shut the interstate down at all the exits.
All shut down, but a few vehicles had already gotten through. Racing to them, he watched one truck flip to avoid what another car could not.
Saw the explosion from the two cars making head-to-head contact.
Agonizing minutes will follow here as Deputy Maxwell chokes through thick smoke, smashing and prying, refusing to back down through searing heat.
I didn't know if this thing was going to blow up, but at the time, it's not something that I even cared about.
A vehicle traveling northbound, wrong way,
hit a car head-on, going the wrong way.
Wrong-way crashes are so destructive.
4 lives lost, sadly lost here.
The Florida Department of Transportation has spent years studying more than 1,600 off-ramps on the hundreds of miles of interstates.
We can see almost every inch of the freeways.
Daniel Smith and Alexandra Lopez,
our operators here get that notification,
say the only time alarms sound at FDOT District 4
for any injuries reported
is with a wrong-way driver.
Proud to serve 17.
These team members scan screens, track speeds, and help first responders.
Sign for all lanes are open.
Recently, 911 calls, FHP reports, cameras, and ground-level lasers have all been tied together to address this epidemic of wrong-way drivers. And in coming months, something you'll only see if you're headed the wrong way. New signs with flashing lights will face backward. Next up, the southbound exit ramp at Blue Heron Boulevard.
How to make you understand, hey, you're going the wrong way. If the driver doesn't turn around, we have direct connection from this center to that equipment.
That system could start the chain of alerts to warn other drivers using the many digital signs over the highway. And Google and Waze would warn those using the apps.
Give you time to get off the roadway.
Improvements that can't come fast enough, according to Deputy Maxwell.
And I could see the fire coming up his legs.
Keep going, keep pulling.
He eventually freed that innocent driver, a man from Boca Raton, saving his life. And he prays for the victim he saved.
His way of life has been altered forever. As long as you're still here on this earth, you have a chance to make things better.
Keep going, keep going.
Some of the best advice to keep yourself safe, something I was doing when I avoided a wrong-way driver on I-95 a few months ago. FDOT says you should stay in the center or right-hand lanes, especially at night. Wrong-way drivers often think they're in the slow lane, which translates to the fast lane coming toward you. Now, if you see an impaired or wrong-way driver, call 911. Ashley Welters, WPTV News Channel 5.
On the corner of the Southdale Shopping Center in West Palm, you'll find Tony Pirano.
What's the phone number?
And Annette Candiano.
Okay, Hills, yes.
Working hard.
I think I spend more time here than I do at the house.
The dynamic duo holding down the fort.
Do as best as we can every day.
That is Danny's shoe repair.
Nobody has a negative experience here.
That family business, a community.
You got it.
Grew to love.
Thank you, honey. You have a good one.
They've just been a constant.
And it's the man behind the name.
He was a soul saver because he saved everybody's souls.
Danny Catalfumo, West Palm's longtime cobbler, who kept this place going.
It was all about family and about my dad taking care of all of his customers. If it was broken, my dad would try to fix it.
He created a family here.
He's like a father to me.
With Tony, Annette, and his customers. A family now heartbroken.
Yep.
With the loss of a legend.
We've all lost someone great.
Nearly 60 years ago, Danny opened up this shop.
If anything could be done to save something, he would save it. He's a pillar of the community. He was charitable in more ways than anybody can imagine and a kind heart.
Daughter Juliana grew up here.
And so I was always here. So this was like in probably 65.
Watching her dad fix any kind of shoe, boot, or purse. Dan the cobbler, as some called him, could remember every customer's name.
That's how smart his brain was. They should have put the brain in the Smithsonian.
They send boxes and say, just fix them and send them back.
But he is the shop.
Danny died Monday, and the future of his repair shop
Oh, you got another one.
is now uncertain.
This shop, unfortunately, will die with him. I mean, he'd wanted it to be passed on. We're going to either sell or close. A decision will be made December 1st.
Until that time, Annette and Tony will be here,
Now there's Tony and I working.
trying to live up to the legend that is Danny Catalfumo.
There's nobody that could ever replace him.
No matter what happens to his shoe repair shop, its name and its cobbler lives on forever in this community.
It's like an institution. It'll be here for the next 50 years, regardless what happens.
In West Palm Beach.
People always talk about my dad.
Alex Hagan, WPTV, News Channel 5.
The people are what got us to this point.
Inside Treasure Coast Newspaper's
Falls off of it.
printing plant,
I'm all in this room, yes.
the hardworking men and women are always at it, surrounded by the equipment designed to bring you that fresh paper each and every day.
I like working around all the equipment.
Alan Madero started as a press worker decades ago,
Right after high school.
first in Vero Beach at the Indian River Press Journal.
Still cranking away.
Todd Mangan, a manager now, started at the Stuart News in 1984.
So this is a picture from Stuart. I'm this guy. I had hair back then, so.
Both Todd and Alan then moved to this Port St. Lucie facility in 2004, when all three Treasure Coast papers consolidated into this facility, part of that newspaper evolution. So many memories.
Yeah, because the paper's still got to get out.
Oh yeah, a lot of memories.
Now that evolution has finally caught up to the press workers here in Port St.
We
Lucie.
knew one day or another it was going to happen, but we didn't think it was going to happen this quick.
Sunday, they will produce their last newspaper in this building.
The reason that's happening is because of our digital focus. This industry and the way people consume news is increasingly digital.
TC Palm executive editor Adam Neal says all three Treasure Coast papers will be printed in Broward County starting next week.
As sad as it is for us to see this happening, the readers are really going to see no difference.
Adam still expects those papers to be delivered on time.
A little bittersweet still, just, but.
Todd and Alan knew this day would eventually come.
Call myself, retired or semi-retired.
So many jobs out there right now that we should be able to find something.
46 full-time and 27 part-time workers are here.
We are trying to take care of them as much as possible.
The facility will shut down, but the hard work these men and women have put into these papers lives on forever.
Paper's still gonna keep going.
In Port St. Lucie, Alex Hagan, WPTV, News Channel 5. For months, we waited for scenes like this.
You guys know what you want to drink?
A new normal we thought would never come.
Wine, 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 you're bobbing. Wine, 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 you're bobbing. Pull, pull, tap, tap, tap.
But inside this Boynton Beach home,
Past the time of day.
the waiting
A lot of waiting.
continues.
Hoping and hoping.
Joyce Fish finds herself still waiting in her home
Yeah, pretty much.
for her new normal to begin.
This is let's say it's my office. I usually have paperwork or stuff that I have to do here.
Since March 2020, 83-year-old Joyce
It's my go-to when there's nothing else on.
has been sitting on this couch,
We watch quite a few.
trying to find ways to pass the time with her husband Jack, of 62 years.
The psychological one. I don't know if I'm going to love it. So we would sit and watch TV.
Diagnosed with cancer right when the country shut down due to COVID,
If I don't like it, I shut it off.
Joyce has been stuck here for a long time.
My normal is not really what everybody else's normal is at this time. When you have a compromised immune situation, you can't just go about and do what everybody else is doing.
Barely able to see her kids, unable to see her grandkids.
This was the cruise picture, and this is the laughs are greater when we're together or whatever. So there we were together, and Dad and the baby, and Mom and the baby.
And hardest of all,
they're all adorable.
Missing out on the birth of her great-granddaughter Dylan a year ago, a moment she can never recover.
Right, you can't hug and you can't kiss and you can't do the things that are natural. I'm alone, I feel I'm alone.
Alone.
Just have to be patient. Wine, 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 you're bobbing?
Luckily,
Wine, 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 you're bobbing. Wine, 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 you're bobbing. Pull, pull, tap, tap, tap.
Joyce did get to see Dylan from her couch
How pretty.
several times a week
You want to do creep them? Creep them, creep them, creep.
to make the waiting maybe just a little bit easier.
She smiles and she laughs.
FaceTimes over
Where's Mimi? I see you.
and over
Pretty soon she's going to take a step.
and over again
The wheels on the bus go round and round.
for the last year.
Round, round and round. I told my granddaughter every day I want my smile of the day. So I have at least 365 pictures that made me smile. So those little things are what help you get through the rough times.
Who knows how many people share Joyce's rough times through COVID, a part of our lives that stole so many moments.
Bye, Dylan.
All Joyce could do was wait and hope
Bye-bye.
to eventually create new moments.
And I'm hoping that my condition will improve enough so that I can feel more normalcy in my activities.
And hope did come for Joyce in the form of a vaccine.
I'll do anything I can to be with the family, to see that cute little baby and kiss those little chubby cheeks. I can't wait to get up there. Right, that's true.
2 shots and a plane ride to New York on a Friday in June. Joyce held her great-granddaughter for the first time.
Oh, my little girl, you see?
Joyce waited 1 whole year for this.
I feel very blessed and lucky that I have been able to do this.
Everything she missed, Joyce took back in this exact moment.
You can't have a feeling, even though social media is wonderful, you can't have that special feeling unless you're touching someone and holding someone and being with them and seeing reactions and interactions. And I think that's what it's all about. It certainly feels a lot better than it has been feeling in a long time.
She made it through the rough times and finds herself finally in her new normal.
I did, and I'm grateful for that. I really am.
Alex Hagan, WPTV, News Channel 5.